Hey guys, so we're gonna do a short card reading today. I just did some videos on how to transform feelings of sadness into feelings of strength, and I have to admit I am quite taken aback as I've been creating these videos to help people, whether the emotion is like real for me in the moment or not. When I am talking about all of the ways that the energy moves in these certain emotional states, I am just like embodying it. I'm feeling it viscerally. It's like, ugh. So I have been feeling these feelings of sadness that are mine and also are not. I'm feeling that I am taking on some energy from the collective, and so I wanted to do a little card reading just to get some clarity, insight. And this card was by itself under my table this morning. And when I flipped it over, it was right side up, the High Priestess. And I thought, oh, how appropriate. I really like the word appropriate when it's appropriate. But the High Priestess, she's super integrated. She is very intuitive. She can feel a lot, but she also, because she's so integrated, she has this masculine side of her. And so although she's very emotional, she doesn't always let it out or express it. She has this incredible amount of knowledge, and sometimes the High Priestess, part of that strength of the High Priestess is that she doesn't need to talk about it. So, if you're feeling a little off today, then I'm hoping that this reading helps. There are a few cards that were flipped upright in my deck as I'm going through, and it's interesting. I'm just gonna, maybe these are our cards for today. That's a lot of upside down cards, but oh yeah, here we go. Right side up, upside down, right side up. Wow, this is a cool little reading that's coming out. So we have the sun that came out upright. So just knowing like it's okay, there's going to be clarity. And then we have this row of upside down cards just going into, we have the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Swords, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Moon. All of these are upside down. The Hermit coming on out. Right? Because when the Hermit is right side up, it's wanting to hide away, be alone, meditate, think, process, manifest even. And so when the Hermit's upside down, it's a signal that you're coming out from hiding. You're coming out of, down from the mountain. You're coming back into civilization to be with people. And we also have the Five of Wands upside down, which is showing that there's success now, whereas there was all of this mental chaos and chatter. There's more clarity now. There's less thoughts trying to come in and say like, no, do it this way, or but if you do it that way, no, you have to do it this way. And there's a direction. So where there wasn't, there was a lot of not feeling in your personal power, feeling maybe even in like attack from others where you had to retreat. Well, now, this is super cool. Now you're coming out. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm gonna let it show. there's a decision that's been made. He's literally holding the world and trying to decide between these two options. And so when that's upside down, there's a decision that's been made. Clear plan of action. Might still not be giving out all of the details. One of those pentacles is covering the heart, kind of like a protection or shield. And fun thing that I learned about pentacles and pentagrams recently is that when they are right side up with the star point facing up, it's a protection. And so you can tap into that if you're feeling like you've needed protection, or if you need to know another protective way to handle difficult situations. You can meditate on a pentacle, the visual of a star. So there's a plan that's solid, it's grounded, it came from the mind, it's grounded into the earth. Look at the city behind. It's 4 is a foundation number, it's solid, it's grounded. And then we have the 5 of Swords reversed here. And so there has been there might still be residual wounds that need healing, or knives or daggers that need to be like pulled out. Hey, sorry for the visual, but I mean, that could be part of this feeling, but that there was this fight, battle, war zone, and the opponents are walking away. Might not be done yet. There might still be some things causing this feeling of wanting to run and hide or retreat. But you've been fighting for yourself. You're strong enough. And there's this Ace of Wands upright. And so this new identity, new thoughts, new passion. Ace of Wands is about, wands. I mean, you create, if we're thinking of like Harry Potter here, you use your wand you can use a wand to cast spells. I wouldn't go into the dark magic. But if you're wanting to create a new life for yourself, this is a very great sign. Also, if there's someone that you're like wanting to go after, not to be phallic, but wanting to give someone your wand. Hey, so it is about passion. Then we have the Justice card. So there's balance, there's justice. Look, he's holding the sword, but he's holding it upright in this very noble manner, but he's not having to defend himself. He's wearing a crown. Let's see what other cards are upside down or flipped right side up. So there's still an integration happening around the ideas, around trusting yourself, around being vulnerable. You have all of the information, you're grounded, you are rooted in the land, in the earth, and also the water, like the emotional realms, and you're very connected to the heavens, to the stars. So it's, don't doubt yourself as you're continuing to step forward. There still might be some people not wishing you well and wanting to thwart your plans. But going into meditation, not that you're running and hiding, because the Hermit is upside down, so it's not that you're needing to leave, but if you can continue with your meditation and rest right now. There are wounds that you've endured, and it definitely could have been around your identity and what you're trying to create. And there might have been a woman or a person in your life who was a player, who was using you, who was financially draining you, it doesn't have to be a woman, it can be a man too, but this person that's very seductive, but not the right one. not a person that you want in your life, right? And there you are, you know, you've been through the battle. This is the 9 of Wands. So you're coming to a completion here. The battle isn't over. You've received wounds, but you're holding on to that one wand. You know what your course of action is. You know what you want to do. You know where you're wanting to move forward to. 8 of Wands in reverse. So there, you know, although you might know exactly where you want to go, there might be a pause in delivering that information. Maybe you're still figuring out how to express what you've been through recently. This, you know, I'm doing this reading because I've been feeling lots of heaviness, and so take what resonates. Also, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So you're coming out from being left out in the cold. You know, this card, when it's upright, is a card of, it could be like financial despair or ruin even. So there is a new beginning financially happening. You've been, you know, you've been down, you've been beaten up, you've been left out in the cold. And so when the card appears upside down, you're coming indoors, you're being let back in. There's new warmth, there's a new beginning, there's a new fresh way of creating what you want that is going to provide you with shelter, with food, with clothing, with beauty even. There's a stained glass window in there. So it's not, what else? You know, it's not that this beauty is just outside of you. You're seeing the beauty within. You're seeing your value. You're seeing your worth in a new way, that there were people that were cutting you down, that were not allowing you to move forward, and now you know what you want to do. And it's wise that you know, don't tell the whole world or certain people what your plan is. You know, keep that knowledge for yourself still right now. Meditate more on it. You don't have to be the one to move swiftly right now. And if you've been wounded, then you're not going to be able to move swiftly. Whether it's a physical wound, emotional wound, mental wound, there's time there that you need to heal. So give yourself that time. Give yourself that ability to rest and come into this new identity. Again, 4 of Swords, so foundation. There's also a stained glass window in that. But you're inside now, and you're inside. So focusing on this strength that you have, this beauty that you have. And also we have the Fool here. So there is a fresh new start, a new beginning. Maybe in the past you were told you weren't good enough. You were told you were a fool for trying what you want to try. And it's oppressed you. It's held you back. It's brought you down. And that's not, you know yourself. You know the answers, and you know what you can bring into this world. And you have incredible strength and value, and you're not afraid of looking foolish anymore. You're kind of like, I'm not listening to all of those other voices. There is a time of still needing to experiment here. Also a very strong emphasis in the need to set boundaries. So you could also be holding back on what ideas you're coming to, because there's still people that are not, they're going to try and continue to convince you that what you're doing isn't what you should be doing, or where you're going isn't where you should be going, or, you know, and so take the time out to experiment for yourself. Meditate on how the correct way to deliver your intentions, but also your boundary setting. You're learning how to create boundaries right now in an intelligent, wise way, with foresight, with experience, instead of setting boundaries through anger, through you did me wrong, I'm cutting you out, I'm blocking you. that's only going to cause more eruption, and you know it. And you've been wounded, and you don't want to go back into battle with certain people, or places or situations. And so you're not a fool for stepping forward. You are wise in holding some of this knowledge in right now and continuing to experiment. Continue to find the right blend for you, and it's all going to work out. What you're wanting is this prosperous, happy life, happy family, happy wife, happy life. The Ten of Pentacles, so it's a new beginning. Like, you've gone through all the phases, and there's the Ace of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed in the past. The Wheel of Fortune even is a huge coin, and it was like it was the wrong people, the wrong place, the wrong situation. You weren't strong enough yet to listen to your higher guidance, and you are now. And you are, I mean, you're very integrated. You've been through the battle. And although you've been harmed in certain ways, you're also aware too that more of what those wounds were, yes, they were your own negative thoughts about yourself or your own insecurities that had a play in it. But now you less and less are you blaming yourself for these things, and you're recognizing the environment and the people that you were surrounded with were not the right people. They weren't supportive. They themselves are wounded. They themselves are insecure. They themselves have lack mentality. And so, misery loves company. And when we see someone that is brave enough to look like a fool and go after what they want in these new beginnings, that they are going to get more active in telling you, no, you can't do that, because they're really wanting what you're going after. They want to be that strong, and they don't trust themselves. So at some point in time, these old wounds were your own thoughts about yourself, but now you're seeing more clearly, and you're seeing that you are much stronger, and that those wounds are virtues and valuable because they've given you so much knowledge, so much experience, so much insight that you now know that you're strong enough. You're still experimenting with what it is that you're creating, what it is that you want to bring into the world. See, he's like pouring the water back and forth in the cups. One foot in the water, one foot on land. Same thing as the star that was reversed there too. You're very integrated, and you're coming into this acceptance and strength, and you're owning it. You're owning who you are. Those are the cards. Everything else in my deck is like how it should be. And so to begin the reading with this high priestess, who is a very integrated individual. And the very next card that came out was the Sun. The Sun has been coming out. You've been re-embracing. There's some childhood wounds that you've been healing, because this is a child that's on this gray horse, gray, integrated, black and white, blended together. Sunflowers, 4 of them in this traditional depiction. 4, again, foundation, grounded. You're grounded in who you are. You are accessing your inner child. You're letting your inner child speak. You're still figuring out what they're saying. You're still figuring out that you can go ahead and listen to that inner child. You're not a fool. You, in fact, are incredibly brave. And what you want is coming to you. Oh, there's so much healing happening right now. And, okay, this card wants to come out. Aha, sneaky. Leaving behind the sneaky people. They're still there. You know it. And, again, what is best is for you to continue moving forward, to be brave, to do so, and to not let your childhood insecurities or old wounds, inner wounds, hold you back. You're no longer looking backward. You are moving forward. You're still figuring out the smart and wise way to do that so that you can cut cords and leave the past behind. But you're not like looking behind you anymore. You are moving forward. You are taking the strength, swords, you're taking the strength with you. And if some were left behind, they're left behind. You're cutting cords. You are coming into this new, beautiful life that you want to create with helpful people, loving people, loyal people, wise. There's a man and woman there. So if you haven't yet met your, partner or your lover, your husband or wife, they're there. There's a tower in the background. So there is this ability to see from like the larger picture now. You see much more than you ever were able to see before. Also, this card, all of the pentacles, the 10 pentacles there, which is a new beginning, is they're in the shape of the tree of life. And so there is this growth, this solid, rooted foundation. You see the man there. He is older, wiser, a mentor. So there could be, there are people that you've met along this journey who have been able to give you really good insight. Here's the Justice card again. That was right side up. Also there are 2 dogs, so loyalty and partnership in that loyalty. There's a very faithful, loving, loyal community, family, friendship, love that you're moving towards. I hope that helps. Oh, what a beautiful reading. You're strong enough, and you know it. You're just still figuring out the details, and you're gaining the clarity to do so. So keep on going. You're on the right path. You're doing great. I really hope that helps, guys. Please like or subscribe if you want to follow along with my fun journey. Have a great day.